On this project, we are going to create a monotype print using a styrofoam plate. What I've done is I've cut out the bottom of the plate, so I have a circle. We're going to be making this kind of like a rose window. Rose windows are round stained glass windows that are in cathedrals. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to be using my pencil first to divide the circle up, and then I'm going to add shapes, and we will be using rhythm and repetition with doing the same kind of shapes in each section of the circle. So I'm going to divide the circle in half first. I'm going to do that vertically. Just trying to figure out where I think the middle is. And then I'm going to also do that horizontally. Then I'm going to divide each of the quarters in half again, so I have 8 sections. So now in each of these sections, I'm going to start filling with different shapes. So I'm going to put a circle down here, and you can do whatever designs you want to do. But notice that I'm repeating that in each section and trying to be as close to the same area as I can. I'm going to put a long line here. And as I'm working, it does help if I turn the plate closer to me where I can kind of see what I'm doing here. And I can tell that some areas are bigger than others. And that's going to be okay. We didn't try to measure things out. And then here I'm going to do shorter. I'll do that on both sides here. So it kind of looks like rays coming out. I'm not going all the way out to that end. I'm stopping short a bit. And the last thing I think that I'm going to draw in is I'm going to kind of scallop over here, and I'm not going all the way to the center. But what I have now is I have a design. I have a design with all these different spaces. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking, I'm just using basic Crayola markers. And, you know, we won't be using black. I don't think. I may use some black on some lines and stuff, but I'm going to try to use some bright colors. I'm going to go in, and first of all, I want to think about this background area. So I'm going to be coloring all this background area blue. And it's important to fill in the spaces because we're going to be transferring the color of the marker off onto another piece of paper. And I think I'm going to alter. I'm going to alter every other one. So, you know, I could do all of my sections, I could do all that blue, and that would be fine. But I'm going to get a pattern going with another color as well. So I'll be doing some repetition where I have some things are rhythm, where we have one thing repeated, and other things where it's more of a pattern, where I have two things repeated. So there you can see I have those. Now the ones in between, I'll go purple. And take your time as you're doing. Don't get in a rush. You want to make sure you have marker on there really well. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start this middle section. I'm going to do yellow. Do orange on those outside lines there. Now you should be coloring the raised areas. Don't worry about it getting down in the where your pencil drawing is. That's not going to show up. You're actually going to see those lines will be blank. They'll be white of the paper. Because what happens on a print is that whether you're doing a monotype print like we're doing here, or we're doing a relief print where we can print multiple times the same image, what happens is that ink is on the top surface of the plate, and for us it is a styrofoam plate that we're using, and that ink, the marker that's on top of the wet paper, it's going to transfer it over, and those lines that are below the surface, they're just going to be white areas. They're going to be lines because it's below the surface. On relief prints and these type of monotype prints, we're looking to pull that ink that's at the top of our plates. So, inside the middle there, I think I'm going to do, let's see here. I'm going to do some red, I think. And I may just do red on all of them. We'll just do red on all. And on this outer part, I think I'm going to go green. And you're picking and choosing what colors you want to use, the shapes you want to use, and how you want to do it. Now I said this was monotype because we are getting one image with the colors we chose. If we wanted to load this up and color it again, you could pull another print on it. But ultimately, you know, as far as the colors and how we color it, chances are we're only going to get one image that's exactly the same. I'm trying to be real careful not to touch the areas that we've already done with marker. I don't want it to rub off on my fingers. But if it did, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would be okay. So now I have everything colored. So the next step on this project is applying, basically applying water to a piece of copy paper. So I'm going to move my plate off to the side here. I'm going to get a piece of copy paper and I'm going to put it down here on my board. I have my sponge and I'm squeezing out a lot of the water, and I'm just basically, I'm going to wet this paper. Now, I'm going to put my plate straight down. I'm going to actually take another piece of paper so I don't move the plate around, and I'm going to just press. If I didn't put the piece of paper on top, that plate may move around on me and may do some things I didn't want it to do. So we'll pull that up. Let's see what we've got. I have a monotype print using markers and a little bit of water. And that's how you do a styrofoam monotype print.